My reflection stared back at me mockingly. I was out of shape and very broke. This was 5 years ago. So, how did I turn my life around? Imagine realizing years later that you skipped a video that could have changed your life. Don't let that be you. In the next few minutes, I'll share the steps that transformed my life. First, always expect the worst. I say this to help you set your expectations right. The price of self-development is not as costly as the price of neglecting it. Without self-development, you're like a car speeding toward a cliff at 120 kilometers per hour. If you don't get your act together, tragedy looms ahead. My journey to self-improvement began when I accepted that if I didn't take action today, my future would be a disaster. That was the motivation I needed, and it can be yours too. Working out keeps you fit and healthy, while not exercising will wreak havoc on your health. You cannot outsmart a scientific fact. Consistent reading will keep you informed and help you stand out in a crowd. If you choose not to read, you risk making terrible, uninformed decisions, like burning your savings on a meme coin or labeling all investments as Ponzi schemes. Neglecting self-improvement can lead to other consequences. Losing your girlfriend, facing major health issues in old age, living in poverty, or being stuck in a country on the brink of civil war or disaster. Some of these consequences sound unrealistic, but look around. They are happening to a lot of people. I'm sure you don't want any of these outcomes, but now you know they're possible. The second step to self-improvement is to always set near impossible goals for yourself. You've probably been told by well-meaning individuals to set realistic goals. They're right. There's nothing wrong with aiming to do 100 sit-ups every day or adding an extra zero to your income. Personally, I aim to read 2 books every month. However, near impossible goals are what change the world. They transform ordinary people into legends. Look around you. You're surrounded by technology and innovations that would have been deemed impossible less than a century ago. Yet here you are, watching this video on a handheld device, something that centuries ago could have gotten you burned for witchcraft. The world we live in today isn't shaped by realistic goals, but by those who dared to dream the near impossible. I'm not saying you should despise little beginnings. That would be foolish. Of course, you must learn to crawl before you can run. But babies don't set their minds on crawling. They want to run. They see adults around them running, and that's their goal. Crawling is just a phase on the way to running. There are 3 ways to develop near impossible goals that are achievable. First, you must see the impossible. Immerse yourself in environments where greatness is happening. If you love music, go to concerts, not just as a fan, but as a student. Experience your favorite artists singing to thousands, with dazzling lights and roaring sounds. If you're a writer, attend book readings of your favorite authors. Second, you must believe in yourself. To believe in yourself is to recognize that you are capable of great things. Own your unique qualities and processes. Don't be intimidated by others. Be inspired by them. Third, you must make a demand on yourself. Determine the ceiling of what you can achieve and be ready to pay the price for your success. Let your own voice be the loudest in your head, urging you to do better, to give more, and to be more. By immersing yourself in extraordinary experiences, believing in yourself and making demands on yourself, setting near impossible goals will become a way of life for you. The third and crazy way to self-improvement is to accept failure. Failure is the best friend of champions. Failure is part of life. If you can speak eloquently, it means you failed several times as a kid to pronounce words. But you kept speaking gibberish, failing woefully until your words became clear. If you can read, then you failed miserably several times to identify the letters of the alphabet. Failed at identifying words and then sentences until you were able to read. One of the reasons people rarely make lasting improvement is because of their wrong perception of failure. On their journey of self-improvement, they fail, and the shame keeps them defeated. When I lost my job, it was because I failed at understanding the etiquettes of being an employee. That failure led me to deep depression. A depression that could have been avoided had I learned to accept failure. But once I accepted my failures, I was able to shrug them off and continue living life. Now, I wake up every day looking forward to failure. It is the price I pay to succeed. The more I fail, the closer I get to achieving my goals. Lessons learned from my failures help me run my own businesses and be a creator, where I share my story to inspire others to become better versions of themselves. The fourth step to self-improvement is to make more friends. You might have been called a bump based on the type of friends you surround yourself with. However, this isn't entirely true. Blaming where you are in life on your friends absolves you of personal responsibility. The truth is, the type of friends you surround yourself with reflects the innate flaws within you. Cutting away these friends does not inherently change you. For example, cutting away friends you constantly play games with will not suddenly kill your addiction to gaming. What you need is to make more friends who share your otherworthy values and desires. I am always on the lookout for people who possess the strength of character and values that I cherish, but am weak at. I don't even have to like them, nor do I expect that we hang out all the time. I simply want them close enough for me to learn from them. Sometimes this proximity can lead to beautiful friendships. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, let's talk about the fifth step to self-development. Dial down on the consumption of self-improvement content. If you're new to self-improvement, there are thousands of self-help gurus with YouTube channels, blogs, books, and courses ready to guide you. Unfortunately, many people get lost in this sea of information due to an innate tendency for overconsumption. This often leads to inaction. There's an addictiveness to consuming too much information, and the side effect of this addiction is a lack of action. With knowledge, you can plan and draw up an impressive to-do list, but planning to do something isn't the same as doing it. I have a well-rounded knowledge of the metaverse, thanks to the countless gurus I follow. However, I have done nothing with this knowledge. Despite my untested knowledge, I can outline a step-by-step beginner process to being a part of the metaverse. My situation perfectly illustrates how knowledge can give a false sense of confidence and achievement. Instead of constantly devouring self-improvement content, focus on acting on what you already know. As you begin or continue your self-development journey, remember that without action, the future is bleak. Dare to dream big, be ready to accept failure, and surround yourself with people who share your values and inspire the best in you. Follow these steps, and in 5 years, when this channel has 1 billion subscribers, we will celebrate your success together. But before you go, help us reach 1,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button and sharing this video.